Hello and welcome to week 2. I hope you all are hanging in there still. Again, let me know if you need anything. It was really great to hear from a lot of you last week. You asked really good questions. I've been trying to periodically look through work to make sure that I've given feedback to everybody. But if you have done some work and you haven't received feedback on it yet, let me know because that probably means I missed it or that maybe for some reason your OneNote isn't syncing. And you'll definitely want to let me know about that so that we can get that solved right away. Some of you have also let me know that you need things like chargers or stylus batteries. If that's the case, send me an email. If you filled out that Friday I sent out, or sorry, that survey I sent out last Friday, then I wrote your name down. You don't need to send me an email. But if you haven't let anyone know yet, let me know as soon as you can, and I will send your names to Miss Shaw, the librarian, and she's working really hard to, either get things delivered to students or whatever works. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Our lesson this week is going to circle back to our argumentative skills that we were starting to work on right before this break started. We started that unit by talking about the rhetorical devices ethos, pathos, and logos, and that's what we're going to review again this week. Just like last time, the first part of this activity, or the first activity, is more reading focused. The second activity is more creating focused. And the third activity is a peer response. So let me flip over to my screen and I'll walk you through how it will work. Again, like last time, you'll see this video I'm recording right now in this spot. And then you'll go ahead and just start with activity 1. And you'll want to do these things in order because if you don't do activity 1 first, the next part probably won't make a lot of sense. Your goal for activity 1 is to reinforce your understanding of ethos, pathos, and logos by identifying them in an article. So I made a little review video for what those rhetorical devices are. I added some more examples in there if you want to take some time to review that. There's a little more detail in there than I gave you the first day I did that slideshow in class. And then the second step asks you to read an article. So I'm going to click on the link, but this article, there's some questions I want you to answer embedded in the article itself, which means you're going to want to find this in your student section group under online learning rather than just clicking on the link. The link is kind of just there as reference. So there's 4 total embedded questions that you're going to see. And if you'd rather read this article in the online version, you can click on the link here. Again, it's the New York Times, and there's a limited number of articles you can read per month, but it's there for you if you'd like to. And if you'd rather use Immersive Reader, then you can click on the Word document here to do that. This is it's a little bit more reading this week. Last week it was like a picture article, so you might want to take advantage of the Immersive Reader. So this article was actually sent to me by one of you called In Defense of Seagulls. They're smart and they co-parent 50-50 all the way. So this author decided to take a subject that is often unappreciated. I wouldn't say seagulls are exactly unnoticed, but they're certainly unliked by some people. I am one of those people. I'm not a huge fan of seagulls. I don't think they're all that cute. I imagine they're probably kind of smelly because they're either by the ocean or they like eat trash and stuff. And they're also kind of mean. So this article is a bunch of reasons why people should appreciate seagulls more than they probably do. And it's kind of fun the way it's written. And the questions that I have embedded, there's one after each page of the article. So the first question says, the author's main argument is that people should have a better appreciation for seagulls. What is a pathos argument the author has given at this point in his argument? How do you know it's pathos? So what this question means is, based on the first page that you've read, what is one example of pathos that the author has used so far, and how do you know it's pathos? So by answering that with that level of detail, you're showing me that you really do understand what pathos is, and you can correctly identify it. And then if you scroll down, you'll see the next question is a similar format, but this time it's with ethos. And then there's one for logos. And finally, at the end, there's an opinion question. Which rhetorical device do you think is most effective in convincing readers they should appreciate seagulls? So no right or wrong answer for that, just which one did you think was most effective in this particular argument? And that is activity 1. You will get feedback on that activity by Friday, and I'm going to respond directly on the OneNote page, kind of like I did with your annotations. I'll probably highlight it and maybe type it at the top. And I will again send out an all class email once I've done all of the feedback for that week. And so you'll know when it's time to go look at it. All right, activity 2. Goal, defend something that is often unappreciated or unnoticed using ethos, pathos, and logos. So this is something that you're going to do in a video, which we haven't done in class before. Rather than having you write it, I'm going to have you film it. And the first thing you want to do is just choose what that thing is that you're going to defend. And I had to really think about it for a little bit. I made a list of things that I like, things that maybe I didn't used to like, but now I do. And I ended up landing on baby carrots, which would have been shocking to me if I had said I was going to defend baby carrots even just like 2 years ago. I used to hate them. So that's how I knew it would be a good thing for this video. And you can choose all kinds of things, obviously, as long as it's school appropriate. So first step, choose the thing you're going to defend. Second step, develop an argument for why people should appreciate this thing more. And what I did is I actually wrote down on a little piece of paper just kind of a rough script of what I was going to say. And I made sure in that script I made a little spot for, okay, what's my ethos argument? What's my pathos argument? What's my logos argument? And then I knew I hit all of those 3 things. And that helped me record. You might not need to plan ahead, but I totally did. So there's a little tip for you if that's helpful. And then once you have your plan, you will join our class's Flipgrid by using the instructions here. So click on the link, and I have steps for you. They're typed out on the left, and then I gave you screenshots here on the right. So you'll know you've done the right thing if you see a screen that's similar to what I have in the picture here. And let me know if you have any questions about that. But hopefully those directions are straightforward. So then once you make your Flipgrid account, you're going to see, there you go. You're going to see a page that looks like this. And this is where you are going to respond. So yours might look a little different. I think you might have like a big green button over here. Mine right now just says record a response. Before you do that, I made an example video for you to watch here. So you might want to watch that first. And I should also let you know that at the end of your video, I want you to state where you used each rhetorical device so that it's really clear. And I do that in my example as well. So you'll see the first like 2 minutes is me giving my defensive baby carrots. And then the last minute or so is me explaining where I used ethos, and then where I used logos, and then where I used pathos. And in Flipgrid, I will reply directly to your Flipgrid video by Friday. And with Flipgrid, after I type in my responses, there's an option for me to email it directly to you. And so that's what I'm going to do. So that feedback you'll actually get through an email at your school account. But please let me know if by Friday you haven't gotten it, because that's a new thing for me trying, and I want to be sure that it works. And then finally, just like last time, once a couple people's posts start showing up on that Flipgrid, I want you to watch some other videos. I'm excited to see what you all choose to defend. And then I want you to respond to at least one other person. I want you to build on what the original author said by maybe making a connection, asking a question, maybe someone else defended something that you had thought about defending. You could say something about that. And then give a piece of positive feedback. We've talked a little bit about feedback this year too. So practice positive feedback in those responses. And that's the plan for this week. Again, let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help you. And I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Have a great week, everybody.